Today is the last school day, and Mr. Zimmet wants the students to tell them about their favorite thought exercise they've gone through. Chips mentions the infinite monkey theorem, which says that if you give a monkey a typewriter and an infinite amount of time, it will eventually type out the entire Hamlet. Jack mentions the trolley problem, which says you have a lever to choose if a train will kill 1 or 4 people. Just for fun, they change that riddle into the obese man problem, where you have to option to push a fat man on the tracks to stop the trolley. Georgina likes the ignorant bliss paradox. In this one, someone is hanging off the highest tower in the city on purpose to test if their friends will help them. However, their friends are afraid if they try to pull them up, they might be yanked over themselves, so they step back. The person falls and lives, but now they wonder if it truly is better knowing that their friends wouldn't save them or if ignorance is bliss. Zimmet decides that they will do one last thought exercise to finish the school year. The class must assume there is an impending atomic apocalypse and imagine a bunker that will give them shelter for a year. Zimmet begins narrating the scene to make everyone use their imaginations, picturing an area surrounded by nuclear explosions. As Zimmet takes them through an imaginary tour of the bunker, he points out the problem. There are only supplies for 10 people. The class has 20 students in it, so they have to decide which of them to let in and who stays out. On top of that, there isn't much time to decide before the atomic radiation reaches them. Georgina refuses to participate because she thinks it's just like discussing eugenics, but when Zimmet describes how gruesome and painful it is to die under radiation, she accepts to play. Petra also refuses to participate and even stands up to leave, knowing that she's always had perfect grades and Zimmet can't hurt her by lowering them a bit. However, Zimmet threatens to lower James' grades instead, which would make him fail the class, and Petra has no choice but to stay. Next, Zimmet distributes cards containing the random profession each student will have in the exercise. He opens the box for James first, and after he takes a card, Zimmet goes to the desk to cough before handing a card to Petra. Then he coughs against at the desk before giving cards to everyone else. Now the students can look at the professions they got. All these jobs vary in themes, from harpist and wine auctioneer to astronaut and chemist. Toby reveals he's a published poet, but he barely gets to finish talking before Zimmet shoots him, revealing he took the gun from the bunker. Zimmet explains that this is more humane than letting him die by radiation, since he wouldn't get into the bunker anyway because a poet isn't useful when humanity must be rebuilt. Zimmet also explains he's part of the exercise, but his profession is hidden, so he should be seen as a wild card. Afterward, each student defends their right to enter the bunker and they proceed to vote. The first 9 choices are those who they consider useful for survival: Petra the structural engineer, James the farmer, Georgina the orthopedic surgeon, Chips the carpenter, Jack the chemist, Bonnie the soldier, Annie the electrician, Poppy the psychotherapist, and Omo Seed the senator. There are also 9 that quickly get voted out for not being useful: Vivian the zoologist, Beatrice the fashion designer, Parker the gelato maker, Kavi the real estate agent, Russell the harpist, Plum the hedge fund manager, Nelson the housekeeper, Mitzi the wine auctioneer, and Yoshiko the astronaut. The last place must be chosen between Zimmet and Utami the opera singer. Petra thinks a wild card is a risk, but Jack points out that an opera singer is a luxury and he'd rather risk it with